NFL MVP rankings going into week 16. We got to start off with Brock Purdy at number 1. Listen, this dude is number 1 in passing touchdowns right now. He looks damn near unstoppable every single week. There's no way that you can't have Brock Purdy as the front runner for this award right now. There's no other quarterback that's been playing at the level that this dude has for the majority of this year. He had a little bit of a cold stretch when there was injuries to Deebo Samuel and a couple of other of key players on the 49ers offense. But since they've been healthy, this dude has been dominating. I don't think there's nobody else right now that's even anywhere close to winning this award and being number 1 for it. Number 2, though, Josh Allen. Now, he's closing the gap. And remember, Josh Allen had a little bit of a stinker stretch when he was turning the football over. We can't forget that Broncos game, but ever since then, he's been carrying the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, they got a good defense, but their defense isn't really that great late in games. If you remember that Philadelphia Eagles game, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But Josh Allen, this dude has been a monster this year, especially when he's been running the football. This dude be running guys over like he's playing Madden 25. Like, holy shit, you cannot bring this dude down. He scored a touchdown against Kansas City when he dragged their defense into the end zone. People keep saying this dude is a more athletic version of Big Ben Roethlisberger. No, the hell he's not. He's nowhere close to Big Ben. If anything, he's a more jacked up version of Cam Newton. Like, take Cam Newton, but a better thrower of the football and way more athletic. That's Josh Allen. This dude, if he can get the Bills into the playoffs and they get the 7th seed, you know, I was saying how the Ravens might be able to win it all this year, but I wouldn't want to see Lamar Jackson coming off a bye against the Buffalo Bills potentially as the 7th seed. If that's going to be the case, I'd rather somebody else get the 1 seed and have to play Buffalo in the first round, because if the Ravens have to do it, I'm not so sure they will be able to seek out a win. And the only thing that really has held Josh Allen back is Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow. That's been his 2 only playoff losses. Patrick Mahomes is down and out. Kadarius Toney, they're still banking on him to live up to his first round ceiling. Like, that's ever going to happen. He does clumsy shit every game. Travis Kelce, he's probably going to hit retirement after this season. Like, he's crying, throwing temper tantrums on the sidelines. Mahomes and the Chiefs, they're down this season. Like, people were talking about dynasty with them. And Joe Burrow, he's not even playing this season anymore. He's done too. So now it's Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson's chances to finally break through and end the narratives about them about how they can't get it done. Imagine if Josh Allen wins a Super Bowl this year. Do you not know what that would mean for his legacy? People would be hyping up Josh Allen to be just as good as Patrick Mahomes. People already want to do it with Joe Burrow, but they're scared to because he don't have the Super Bowl win. But if Josh Allen takes Buffalo to the Super Bowl and they win it all, he would do something that Jim Kelly could even do. You would have to give him props for that. Like, Josh Allen, the way he's playing right now, he's been arguably the best quarterback in the NFL, not named Brock Purdy. You can't have Josh Allen not in your top 3 if you're going to do MVP candidates and call yourself an analyst. Come on, man. Number 3, Lamar Jackson got to be up here, man. You got to give Lamar his roses. Statistically, he doesn't have the numbers that Brock Purdy and Josh Allen have. But if you watch the Ravens play, this dude makes crazy-ass plays out of his you-know-what. Like against the Jaguars, there was one play when he broke out of a sack from one of their defensive linemen, and then he just said, F it, Isaiah Likely is somewhere downfield, and Isaiah Likely wants his like 2 defenders. There are plays that Lamar has done this season that no other quarterback in the league is capable of being able to pull off. Lamar Jackson, if we were doing this based on, eye test and how they perform in games and crucial moments, I would have to give it to Lamar, especially with what he does on the ground. But he has definitely improved to a different level when it comes to his ability to throw the football. We haven't seen Lamar Jackson this efficient as a passer ever. And the stats don't really do him justice. If we were to give this award just solely based on eye test and in-game performance, I would have to give it to Lamar. He doesn't have as many interceptions as Josh Allen, and he's had more flashy plays than Brock Purdy. If you're going to give the MVP award to somebody, it has to be somebody that has a little bit of flash and pizzazz in their game. You feel me? And Lamar Jackson, he's already won the award before, but he's number 3. Dak Prescott is at number 4 right now. Boy, they got their you-know-what's kicked against the Buffalo Bills. Like, they kicked the shit out of those boys. And Dak Prescott, he looked terrible in that game. But I'm not going to drop him too low because they still got a chance to not only redeem themselves as a team, but Dak Prescott has a chance to still make a good claim at winning the MVP. Their next 2 games, they got to play the Dolphins and they got to play the Lions. Dak Prescott balls out in those 2 games. There's no reason why he can't be in that conversation to win this award because the numbers are there. He's had some bad performances to the 49ers, and Brock Purdy did outplay him in that game. But what if the 49ers get outplayed by Lamar Jackson this Christmas? So there's an opening for Dak Prescott to kind of be able to make him a little bit of a small argument for winning MVP this year. At 5, I got Christian McCaffrey. CMC has been the best running back in the NFL. I saw a tweet from former Steelers running back Rashard Mendenhall, right? And he said something about how he doesn't like how like all these analysts who were mid football players that are white have been talking down on other black players in the league, and we need to have like a black versus white 7-on-7 game or something in the Pro Bowl to see who wins. And he said, "I'm your GOAT." Like, no, you're not, bro. Like, you were a mid running back for Pittsburgh. You was averaging 3.9 yards per carry with over 300 damn carries, dog. Like, what? Chris McCaffrey will clear you any day of the week. Like, do people actually think before they tweet now? They just get on X and say anything nowadays. Rashard Mendenhall, you're crazy if you think that you're a GOAT over Christian McCaffrey. Like, what? Come on, man. There's no way you can ever believe that you were anywhere as close to as good as a back as what Chris McCaffrey is. This dude may be the most talented running back in the history of the league. He can do it all. Catch, break tackles, really elusive in the open field. Like, what can't this dude do? Like, Rashard Mendenhall, you tripping with that tweet. You better enjoy retirement and give credit where credit's due to Chris McCaffrey. Like, this is probably the greatest white football player ever. And I don't mean that to be racist, but I'm just being honest, bro. Who else has been just as good as Christian McCaffrey, at least on offense? And lastly, I got Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill, here's the thing with him. He's a wide receiver, and he's had some great numbers, and people believe if he gets the 2,000 yards, he can get the award. I got to see him have a good game against Dallas. He needs to ball out. My problem with Tyreek Hill is that he has yet to really have a monster performance against a great team. And the Dolphins haven't been a great team yet, which is what makes this Cowboys-Dolphins game so interesting. And he's going to have a little bit of a stretch to prove himself also, because they got to play the Cowboys coming up. Then next week, they got to play Lamar and the Ravens. Then they end the season playing the Buffalo Bills. If he can have like 150-yard performances with a couple of touchdowns in those games, then he has a great chance of winning it too, especially if he gets to 2,000.